The camera fades in on a dimly lit mansion hallway, and a quiet voice says, "Sometimes the people we trust the most are the ones who teach us the biggest lessons." Imagine this: a billionaire standing frozen, staring at a single receipt that shattered something inside him. What did his maid buy with his card? Why did it cut him so deeply? Stay with me to the end, because this story will shake your heart. And before we begin, please like this video and subscribe to Goodness Hub Stories for more powerful true life tales that change the way you see the world. Now, let's step into the story. Adam Sterling, 45 years old, owner of one of the largest tech firms in the city, was a man wrapped in silence. People saw the wealth, the suits, the smile he put on for business events. What they didn't see was his life inside that enormous mansion, a kitchen untouched, echoing hallways, and the framed picture of a woman and a little child he kept on a shelf, covered in dust because he couldn't bring himself to touch it. His wife had passed away 5 years earlier, and his daughter, his only child, had died 2 years after that from a rare illness doctors caught too late. Since then, he learned how to keep people at a distance. He didn't hate anyone, he just didn't want to love anyone again. Not now, not ever. And then came Maria, his maid, a quiet woman in her late 30s who worked in his house for the last 6 months. She was polite, punctual, and incredibly observant. She never asked personal questions, never tried to get close, but somehow her calm presence made the house feel less haunted. She would hum softly while cleaning, cook meals exactly the way Adam liked them, even though he barely ate, and leave a cup of tea on his desk every night with a small handwritten note, "Don't forget to rest." She didn't know anything about his past. Or so he thought. One evening, Adam returned home early, shoulders heavy from long meetings. When he entered the kitchen, he found Maria struggling with something. She was folding a small, torn notebook and wiping her eyes quickly when she realized he had walked in. "Are you all right?" Adam asked, genuinely concerned. She quickly nodded. "Yes, sir, I'm fine. Just a long day." He didn't believe her, but he didn't press. She had always respected his silence, so he chose to respect hers. But later that night, he found the torn notebook left behind on the counter. Its pages were filled with numbers, dates, and medicine names. At the top, a scribbled line shook him: "Operation deadline, 12 days left." Without letting her know, he searched her background, not to invade her privacy, but because he needed to understand. He discovered that Maria had a 10-year-old son, Liam, who was born with a heart defect. She worked double shifts at 2 different jobs, barely slept, and was saving every rupee she could for her son's upcoming surgery. The cost, more than she could ever afford. Adam sat there for hours, staring at that notebook, remembering the nights he sat beside his own daughter's hospital bed, the smell of disinfectant, the machines beeping, the hope slipping away. He understood her silent desperation. The next morning, he walked into the kitchen where Maria was preparing breakfast. She kept her eyes lowered, but he could see her exhaustion, the way her hands trembled slightly. Without giving himself time to rethink, he pulled out his credit card and placed it on the counter. "Take it," he said. Maria froze. "Sir." "Use it," he continued. "Buy whatever you need. Food, bills, whatever helps. Consider it a loan, no questions asked." Her lips trembled. I can't take that, sir. This is too much." "It's not," he said quietly. "Not compared to what you're going through." Tears gathered in her eyes, but she nodded slowly. "Thank you, sir, I won't misuse it. I promise." Adam believed her. He had never trusted anyone with something so personal, not since his family left this world. Later that evening, he saw a notification on his phone: "Large transaction approved." He didn't think much of it, maybe hospital bills, maybe medicine. But the next morning, as he walked into the living room, he saw a brand new bicycle leaning near the door. Blue, shiny, with ribbons on the handles. Beside it lay a pair of children's shoes, a backpack with cartoon characters, and a stack of brand new clothes, tiny shirts, little jeans, and jackets, all neatly folded. Adam stared, confused. "Maria," he called out. She came rushing in, her face flushing with embarrassment. "Sir, I'm so sorry. I know I should have asked. But Liam has never had new things. Everything he owns is secondhand. Tomorrow is his birthday, and I just wanted him to feel like a normal child. Just once." She wiped her tears quickly. "But I didn't use your money for the surgery. I only bought these gifts. Please forgive me. I'll return everything." Adam didn't speak, not because he was angry, he wasn't. Not because he felt betrayed, he didn't. but because every item sitting in that room brought back memories he fought for years to bury. The bicycle reminded him of the one he bought for his daughter on her 5th birthday, the one he never got to see her ride. The shoes looked exactly like the last pair he bought before she got sick. The tiny jacket, the same color she wore in their last family photo. He felt something break open inside him, a wound he thought had healed, but clearly hadn't. Maria saw the pain in his eyes, misunderstood it, and immediately began packing the items with shaking hands. "I'm sorry, sir. I knew I shouldn't have taken advantage." "Stop," Adam whispered. She froze. He took a step closer, his voice trembling. "Did your son ask for these?" She shook her head. "No, sir. He never asks for anything. He knows I can barely afford food. I just wanted to give him one good birthday. One real childhood memory." Adam swallowed hard, looking again at the small pile of birthday gifts, each reminding him painfully of what he had lost. But then, something inside him shifted. For years, he had avoided anything that reminded him of his daughter. He had shut down every emotion, every memory, every moment of joy, just so he wouldn't feel the pain. But here he was, staring at a chance to give another child what he couldn't give his own. "Maria," he said softly. "Keep the gifts." She looked shocked. "Sir." He nodded, tears gathering in his eyes for the first time in years. "Keep them, and listen carefully. You will not return the surgery money. I'm paying for all of it." She gasped, covering her mouth. "No, sir, that's too much. I can't accept." "You can," he interrupted gently. "And you will. No child should suffer because their parent can't afford help." She burst into tears, falling to her knees, but he helped her stand. "Thank you," she whispered brokenly. "You don't know what this means." Adam did know, more than she realized. And when he attended Liam's surgery a week later, holding a small stuffed toy he bought himself, the little boy smiled at him with the same warmth his own daughter used to have. That day, watching Liam recover, Adam felt something he hadn't felt in years: peace, healing, purpose. And when Maria hugged him and said, "You didn't just save my son, you saved me," he realized the truth: she hadn't broken his heart. She had helped mend it. The story ends with Adam smiling for the first time in years, not the polite smile he gave in meetings, but a real, warm smile of a man who finally understood that sometimes, life sends you reminders of love in the most unexpected ways. And if you felt even a little touched by this story, please like this video and subscribe to Goodness Hub Stories for more heart-touching tales that revive humanity and hope.